Electrify urban waterways. Climate experts say we must reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by at least 45% over the next 10 years to avoid the most harmful impacts on climate change. Transportation, or how we move people and products, is one of the biggest drivers of CO2 and harmful local air emissions, and is very difficult to reduce in a globalized world. So our cities need modern solutions to address an ever-growing population and the increasing energy consumption in the transportation sector. We need to act and look for the best alternative solution to combustion engine pollution. And we must address all the areas where mobility plays a role. It's streets, air, railways, but it's also underwater. Let me give you 3 main reasons to include emission-free waterways in sustainability concepts. First of all, of course, it's improving climate and human health. Both recreational and commercial boats in urban waterways contribute high levels of pollution, and cleaning them up can be a quick win for a greener and healthier city center. Reducing traffic as a second topic. As our global population grows and becomes more urban, traffic congestion is becoming more severe. Many cities are built underwater, so why not using it? There is a trend among urban planners to use waterways, which are often wide open during peak hours to transport commuters and reduce gridlock. And last but not least, of course, it's improving the quality of life, as traveling zero emission and underwater at the same time can be really fun. It is more quiet and often faster than going over land, improving the commuter experience. Tour boats and rental boats are often highly desirable downtown activities which can and should be emission-free. The good thing is the technology for sustainable mobility on the water is here, and emission-free electric and hybrid drives are competitive today. Many boaters have already given up fossil fuels for 100% electric drives from Torqeedo, and larger yachts are now being powered by hybrid electric drives. But can making urban waterways emission-free really make a difference? Of course it can. The climate impact of boating is indeed very significant. In Norway, for example, leisure boats alone emit 531,000 tons of CO2. This is an equivalent per year of more than all the country's fishing boats, motorbikes, mopeds and snowmobiles combined. But the question, of course, is as well if electric boats are really clean. I mean, at the point of use, they're 100% emission-free. But even if the vessel is charged with dirty electricity from a coal-fired power plant, the boat's everyday carbon footprint is estimated to be at least 30% smaller than the equivalent combustion-powered boat. And imagine if the electricity grid includes renewables, as it is the case almost everywhere today, the carbon emissions will be much lower, of course. And solar efficiency has improved to a point nowadays where ferries and tour boats can improve their operation by making use of this natural energy source. Electric mobility on the water is a huge win for the climate. But cities often have also other additional problems, which is the poor local air quality. Just take into consideration that marine combustion engine standards are a lot lower than those for street vehicles, which means that the emissions are way out of proportion. A typical 80 horsepower petrol output emits an equivalent amount of nitrogen and sulfur oxides as driving 350 cars at highway speed. And a diesel-powered ferry emits almost 8 times as much CO2 as a comparably sized Euro 6 city bus, with up to 10,000 times higher hydrocarbons and nitrogen oxides emissions and around 13,000% more particulate emissions. So regulations to protect air quality and the climate become more and more common. Marine engines will have to be either cleaned up or become more restricted. This is something that is already happening in cities around the world that have announced plans to only allow zero-emission vehicles and boats in their city centers over the next few years. So let me give you some impressions about what is possible today. With its numerous canals, Bangkok used to be known as the Venice of Southeast Asia. But in the 20th century, many of the channels were filled in to build new roads. The Thai capital has for years been one of the cities with the most traffic jams and worst air pollution worldwide. But it is now uncovering its ancient canals as a way to reduce gridlock. Since November 2020, 840 passenger electric ferries have operated in a mega city, each powered by twin Torqeedo cruise electric drive systems. And more boats are currently being built. So the electric ferries, they are not only faster than traditional diesel boats, but the solar cells installed on the roof increase their range by another 20%. Amsterdam, the majority of all commercial vessels, workboats, trash removal boats and tour boats are already emission-free as a result of the city's clean air plan. Other cities like Paris, Hamburg, Ottawa, just to name few, are also making their rivers, lakes and waterways cleaner, quieter and healthier by going electric. The company Go Boats brought ecotourism to city centers back in 2014 in Copenhagen and has now exported the idea to many European cities, Australia and the US. The rental boats are powered by a zero-emission Torqeedo Cruise 4 engine and consist of 80% recycled plastic and wood from sustainable sources. So the boats cruise through the scenic downtown areas at up to 3.5 knots and are equipped with a central table and plenty of seating for socializing, making zero emission on the water really fun. Torqeedo has already delivered fully integrated electric systems to many sustainable and innovative projects around the globe that can contribute to the city of tomorrow. As the pioneer of electric mobility on the water with more than 15 years of experience and a globally growing service network, we are still leading in technology. With a wide product range from less than 1 kilowatt to up to 200 kilowatt of propulsive power and a modular battery bank up to 1 megawatt hour of battery capacity, we provide a single source and simple solution to go electric for nearly all possible applications on the water. Boat builders are on board too, creating vessels with innovative hull designs, lightweight construction, smart onboard energy management, composite materials or even foiling technology, which make pure electric propulsion a viable option for recreational, commercial and tourism applications. Electric mobility on the water is the way ahead for a clean, healthy and sustainable future, so let's do this change together.